Hello everybody, Zest here and welcome back to HOI4. In today's video we're going to be playing the Soviet Union, attempting ourselves a good little challenge. What is our challenge? We will be attempting to align ourselves with the Zinovyevites and attempt to win the Spanish Civil War. Not just any part of the Spanish Civil War, we're going to be doing it via covert support for Spanish POMs and the socialist bulwark. So let's begin, shall we? We have only one research speciality today, which is this Tupolev SB2M. The rest is standard electronics industry and so on. For our intelligence agency, we're going to make one and have things like ciphers ready to be broken. Anyway, for our civs, it's going to be civ spam, civ spam, civ spam. For our mills and dockyards, it's going to spam guns and spam convoys. Let's gather up the air force and exercise it. Don't forget though, these are the ones in the east. Hit shift K so they exercise and stop once they reach level 3. Anyway, for the army, we're basically going to leave it untouched for now, surprisingly. I know, we're defending the Soviet Union and not doing stuff for the Soviet army. Well, at least not yet. Anyway, that's all I prep out the way, so we're going to do the path of Marxism-Leninism, go to speed 5, and begin. Let's actually spam some of our interwar bomber. 5 factories for now. And as you probably could have guessed, we're going to be doing the right opposition today. According to Paradox, when they released some statistics on what path players have chosen, only 4% of people had chosen the right opposition, and 30% and 2% of those are me. Wait, why am I spamming trucks? Oh, whoops. How did I not notice that for so long? I'm sure some of you were screaming at your screen when you saw that. Oh well, my bad. Now let's get some self-owning farmers on side by reversing the collectivization process. Oh, I couldn't resist very long doing stuff with the Soviet army, could I? We're going to grab 6 mountaineers and exercise them to level 3. Anyway, time for some covert support for the POM. We can take some early events like this. It's unfortunate because we will be sending air volunteers later, but less political paranoia is probably going to be more useful, isn't it? Anyway, now let's gain support from party members. Even if you aren't doing something like this is useful as it includes the Soviets' elusive gentlemen. Oh, and what do you know, right on time on July 17th, the Spanish Civil War has begun. Right on time, since this is historical. So we're going to send Vasily Chukov and air volunteers to help them. Chukov has 6 mountaineers, and Chukov is generally loyal to any coup or civil war you do, so may as well send him. And we are going to be sending the interwar bombers to help them. Or tactical bombers, doesn't really matter. We're going to send 222 of them, so that's how many we'll send. There we go. They'll be in northeastern Iberia, so that's usually the most contested zone, on CAS and strategic bombing, with some priorities. Our main thing here will either be to ensure encirclement and unit destruction, or the Carlist uprising. If you didn't know, the Carlist uprising can be ensured by preventing the nationalists from ever doing this focus, consolidate the north. So we need to help the Republicans in that. But for us, we're going to begin to break the nationalist cipher and send a spy to the nationalist capital, just to keep an eye on them. We're also going to be doing things like aircrew surveys, doctrines, once we have the XP. Anyway, who's been accused of treason? Oh, it's Nikolai Bukharin himself. That is unfortunate. But unlike the run where we did the coup, I have no direct interest in saving him, so sorry. As long as Alexei Rykov is alive, it doesn't matter, because we can do administrative reforms. If you lose them both, that is a restart, I'm afraid. Anyway, we have 75 command power, although apparently it's 74. We are going to send some covert depots to the POM. Oh, and here's our volunteers. Now, the biggest pain for us will be this unplanned offensive. I cannot control when the AI will remove this and which state. So the main thing for us will probably just be to park around Burgos until we see a state that it isn't in that we can actually use. And this is very useful. The AI has actually chosen Burgos. Well, that's where we're going to go. Who knows, maybe we can link up and encircle Navarra and Zaragoza. There we go, let's push this unit out the way since it is just in Burgos and has been attacking. We're on the march now. Anyway, there's party member support, but as you can see here, the Zenolite Centre is on its way. Luckily, we can just about divert attention towards the military, which will prevent it. It will be 1 day ahead, but 1 day is all we need. And Burgos is ours. Next step, the big encirclement. Which we could actually also try and save this unit. Could we? Yeah, it's actually just in Burgos. I'll take that. We must hold Burgos pretty much at all costs now, but our units are very strong. These are what the Mountainous template is. And just what I hoped for, we've linked up Bilbao. That is technically quite a big encirclement. And they even took Pamplona. The Republicans actually did something. That's very useful, as that is also included in Consolidate the North. They only own 2 of the states now. Right now, the main thing here is to close up this pocket. Even with them being encircled, pushing them out of the way with unplanned offensive will be difficult. But it is useful. And look what I managed to do. I've managed to encircle the volunteers, including the German ones. And this is what we get by diverting attention towards the military. A level 5 guy. I mean, 5 paranoia removed is alright. And it does increase our support ever so slightly. So who has Stalin turned into a cow this time? Oh, it's Chukov, because of course it is. And the other guy is Leonid. Whatever. Anyway, let's go for some cooperation against Stalin. Something about Valzov becoming loyal to Stalin is irony on a different level. And down goes this pocket, which has probably been one of the best things we've done so far. I don't want to be the diplomat who has to explain to Germany and Italy why some of their units got destroyed. Anyway, an offensive has been done into Pamplona, so right now it's probably our best bet to go for this tile and close this pocket. And now let us align those who we have saved, the Zinovyevites, which I have still no idea how to precisely pronounce. I'm attempting to fire the Civil War sometime soon, so we're going to have a good time with this paranoia. It's actually at a good point right now, because every 70 days it goes up by 20, and we get 20 from this focus, so we're in an okay position right now. At this point, the Carlist uprising is ensured, no matter, even if they do consolidate the north, they will run out of time. I'd be genuinely surprised if they did it now. There we go, we've aligned the Zinovyevites, but unfortunately due to a random event, we only have 80% paranoia, but that's fine. I can wait a little bit longer. We'll do the need for policy changes in the meantime, and hopefully we get an event or something that kicks it up that high. Oh dear, we have a great purge against the Admiralty. Well, this is senseless butchery. I cannot stand by this. And also it gives us exactly what we want, 100 paranoia. Oh, and he did it immediately. Perfect. Right, let's ensure our victory. I think you know where this is going. So, first thing, sorry Chukov, but you have been disbanded. Same thing with the Air Force. We're just going to have to disband it. Right, let's go into our recruit and deploy, division designer, create empty, create new, infantry battalions, 1 artillery, saved. And let's grab all the units, with the exception of the NKVD units. We're going to change them all over to that. Next, let's sabotage our production line. This is now exactly how much we have. Perfect. We're going to send absolutely everything to Spain, which, considering the Republicans are actually doing okay right now, let's actually send it to them. Usually I send it to the other side. We're going to save absolutely everything by sending absolutely everything. So, everything monthly. Take the lot. We're not sharing this 50-50, it's all for us. And there we go, let's just wait a little while longer so we can cancel that immediately. There we go, war it is. Now we have 3 leaders we could choose from. Rykov is alright, he's probably one of my personal favourites because his traits are universal. Zonanev is basically the exact same as the Focus collectivist propaganda, literally they're the exact same. Kamenev is very strong as he gives extra compliance. But as they are the Zenonites, let's do Zenonev. And here's where we have been sent. Why have we not been sent to any other state, like the actual ones we meant to start with, like Archangelist? Very simple. I never chose a starting state, so the game had to choose one for me, and here's where it's sent to. If you do this, you can technically get any starting state as your capital, believe it or not. Although be wary if you're doing this when conquering non-core states, because you will possibly be sent to one of them, and that does give the opportunity for the Soviets to annex you. Worst case scenario, they take Onolets, which is for some reason very disloyal, and that's the end of you. Anyway, for us, we'll just break our units up, we've changed them to cavalry, and we'll run down the Soviet Union. This shouldn't take too long. The only units that can stop us are the Beria boys, the NKVD units, but they won't be a problem. Anyway, these are the generals we've got, and pretty good, but the main attraction, as it were, is Vasily Chukov, who is an organizer and brilliant strategist and a cow. It's unfortunate he got cowed by Stalin, but no matter, he is still going to be our field marshal. There he goes. he is going to be Logistics Wizard, Aggressive Assaulter. If he was level 4, I'd also give him Offensive Doctrine. This is how you get basically a Tukacheski without using Tukacheski. For everyone else, it doesn't matter. Maybe we'll find Leonid, who is also currently a cow. Anyway, let's cancel all the Lend-Lease to get it all back, and begin to upgrade the Soviet army. Mode plan, cohesion first, rehabilitated military. Let's go and get him. He won't be able to stop us for very long. Go for big victory points that give big amounts of critical population, like 2 million here. You got a few million in these other states. Oh, and there's the Spanish Commune, which is actually quite strong. So this is the Spain we're going to be supporting. Anyway, we can't help them until we're done, so we gotta go quick. And there's a Barrier Boy, a unit we can't push out the way. The only way to beat them easily is to encircle. Once you have manpower, just start training up more cavalry, spam them out as soon as you can, and have them deploy to the army. Oh, and here he is. He is more than welcome, Leonid. An extra guy for our club. And this one isn't counted by Stalin. Oh well. As soon as your cavalry reach any stage of deployment, just deploy them. And there you go, the great encirclement of Moscow. Oh yes, once the POM rises up, you have all these options to help them. Do them if you want. I'm going to send them the elite commandos and some weapons. Why not? Both of those will be very useful. And there's our other handiwork in action. Nationalist Spain is here too. 4-way Spanish Civil War. Unfortunately, it isn't the biggest Carlist uprising, but it is one nevertheless. So that takes some divisions away from Franco. Only one more victory point now. And that's it. That just happened. Wow. And that was very quick. July 2nd, 1937. Still faster than just rushing the coup. I still see no benefit to doing that. But now we need to change our units over to infantry, exercise, and prepare to help the Commune, who is holding quite well, I'd say. We'll finish up rehabilitated military first, though, because, well, more org is almost more useful, isn't it? Anyway, let's start producing weapons, support equipment, and the like again. You know, I didn't notice that down there. Now, we could keep the city as our capital, but there is no supply hub here. Moscow is the best, as there is a capital supply hub there. And this is the event I've been waiting for. I'm sure some of you haven't seen this before, but if Bukharin gets purged, you get the opportunity to rename Stalingrad in his honour, and we will. That's why I ensured Bukharin's purge. I could have saved him, but Bukharinino, it is. Anyway, we have rehabilitated the military, and now it's time for the socialist bulwark. We will join the Spanish Commune in their war against every other Spain. And it has begun. All 72, join them. Get on the front line. Oh, I just realised I had military access from before. I could have done this sooner. Oh well, never mind. For us, let's return democracy to the party. Mostly so we can have more stability and political power gain. Something else I'm going to do, I'm going to change 4 units over to light tanks. There you go. The Soviets don't have the best starting tank division, but it's a good place to start. And the Navy is going to go convoy raiding in the Western Mediterranean. This is going to be awkward. Chukov is now probably looking down at his former allies. Oh well. Since we could send the whole army and unplanned offensive isn't in too many states, this would be fairly easy. The main problem, of course, is the nationalist volunteers from Germany, Italy and Portugal. But let us begin. We have enough XP for this, so Flex Org, always useful. Tanks aren't the best in Spain because of how hilly and mountainous it is, but use them as you need. Right now I'm trying to advance on Madrid, a big victory point and a capital supply hub. Oh, you're now level 4, good, offensive doctrine. And there's the end of the People's Republic of Spain, which seemingly managed to flip. So that means it was Jose Diaz versus Julian Gorkin. I've had this rating for some time, let's break the nationalist cipher. And there go the Carlists. Only one domino to fall, which is relatively weak, shouldn't I have 96 divisions ready for them. Oh, and there's even an encirclement for this tank to do. Good job. Return democracy to the party. The main benefit of this for us is actually hiring ourselves Leon Trotsky. There you go, that offsets the Red Army's negative XP gain. Right now, let's curtail some collective farms. Actually, I was wrong. What we're actually going to do is this. Send military advisors to Spain. It's like 100 XP for free, so we should definitely do that. And everyone else is here, so all 96 get to work. And we're about to cut Galicia, Leon and Oviedo off. Oh, this is going to cause ever more chaos for the nationalist lines. Double encirclement in Seville and in this tile. Right, we have a unique opportunity that I'm not going to miss, so we're going to tell our units to stop for a moment. Now, as you can see here, Portugal is sending volunteers to nationalist Spain, and that allows us to get a very, very cheap war goal. But as you can probably expect, that will mean they'll get guaranteed by the Allies, so we have to game the Allies a little bit. So we're going to justify Norway first, who will get guaranteed right about now. Good, that's one guarantee, and now we'll justify an Ireland, who should get guaranteed soon enough. Once both Britain and France are guaranteed them, we're free to justify in Portugal, as it will only take 15 days, and there's no way Britain and France will be able to get enough political power to do those in time. Anyway, for focus now, well, there's nothing that I require you to do, so if you want to do collectivist propaganda, war heroes, back to NEP, be free. And there you go. Portugal is now free game. Would recommend safe scumming this if you want to be absolutely sure, no harm in that. What we're going to do, we're going to naval invade Portugal, because despite us being in the same war, it's just a bit of a mess, so a simple naval invasion into Porto and a few other places will do more than enough. Right, I bought the nationalist respite for long enough, let's finish this. And there you go, POM victory in the Spanish Civil War. We and they have done it. Next step, for a little bonus, time to get Portugal, and yes, we're just going to declare on them immediately, so there will be no trouble. Portugal is very, very weak at this time. They haven't even done army reorganisation, so they shouldn't take too long. Right, ready? Let's naval invade. Good old force attack is always useful. Don't know why the unit in Porto decided to attack us. That's going to make them collapse so much faster. Well, that took long enough. Right, now let's summon a ridiculous amount of units to overstack the supply and eventually take Portugal. And just rush them down. And there's the end of Portugal. I don't have any special requirements for anything to do with them, so let's pop it Guinea-Bissau, Angola, Mozambique, and the rest. There you go. We not only ensured the Spanish Commune, we got Portugal for basically nothing. That went well. That went well. Zhukov, even though he is cowed by Stalin, would be a very, very good field marshal. He's level 5 now, he is a hill fighter, logistics wizard, so on. This was very good. It's only April 1938, we've got the whole game ahead of us. So, we are unbelievably strong now. Anyway, here are all the advisors we managed to get. With the exception of Bukharin, funnily enough, no one got purged. Unfortunately, there is a glitch right now. We should have access to Smalga and Shmernov, but for some reason they're currently in prison, despite us doing return democracy to the party. I hope Paradox fixes that soon, because it's a little sad to not have access to these guys. But yeah, this is where we're going to call this now. The right opposition tree is very, very fun. It's actually my favourite of all the new Soviet White XR's tree. It's underrated in my opinion. Sure, it isn't as maybe flashy as the Permanent Revolution, but there are some underrated bonuses here. I think if I was going to do more right opposition games, I would probably do something like this again, as the extra XP gain, the extra advisors are all so good. We still have a full game ahead of us, and I think we will be very strong. I mean, this is just what our stockpile looks like right now. Could I improve on this? No, actually, I think this was actually one of the best runs we could get. We got the Carlister Rise up. That isn't always possible. No, if you don't get the Carlister Rise up, don't worry, you could probably still win this. Just be aware that you might end up in a situation where the Spanish Commune gets annexed and you have to naval invade Spain. But until next time everybody, this has been me, Bubble Zest, aligning the Zinovyevites and putting the POM Spain in charge. They still apparently don't like us, and they have an attack bonus against us, but oh well. But until we meet again everybody, this has been me, Bubble Zest, doing all of this, doing all of that, and until we meet again, goodbye.